Good afternoon, everyone. In the today's class of MCMT, will be continuing regarding the turning operations and its possibility of cuttings as per the convenient dimensions required for the workpieces. Moving on to the operations or the lathe machines, will be learning in detail with respect to the yesterday's class continuation. Moving on with respect to the taper turning, as you all know, the straight cutting is possible for decreasing of the diameter up to a particular range of length. Regarding the taper turning, in order to slantly decreasing, linearly decreasing its diameter for across a particular length or the object, and hence continuing in detail regarding the taper turning process. It's an operation that has been performed with respect to a tool that is maintained at an angle to the length of the workpiece in order to create the conical shapes or gradual reduction in its diameter. So we discussed that to a particular length of deviation as shown in the pictorial representation as a length of L. This is the L, and here the diameter is the capital D. For our nominal sake, we'll be considering this diameter capital D is equal to a 40 mm and small d indeed to attain at the other end of the work piece should be attained with respect to 20 mm. Hence, a 20 mm should be set off with respect to the work. And here only one deviation or one working agitation should be followed. Here it is. The tool will be always in the form of a straight cutting. And whatever the conical shape need to be attained for the workpiece is mentioned with respect to alpha, or nominally we will be referring with respect to the theta. The theta inclination should be inclined only by the workpiece itself. If you are referred to the diagram, we are clearly initiating within the two different fixtures. The workpiece is kept at an inclination of theta or else the alpha, which is displaying in the slide, and the tool will be a fixed part here. Hence, as per the axis of working, coming to a clear-cut observation, that work part is inclined at which the machining parameters need to be progressed. Hence, the tool will be existing exactly at 90 degrees to the working environment with respect to the work part. So tool will be holding in a similar strategy, but work part will be varied to a particular inclination to which the inclined angle that is necessary over the slant edge, that is this the edge, slant edge, that should be made inclined for the necessary of angle, that is theta, with respect to the tool. So hence the taper with respect to concerned length can be progressed over the throughout its circumferential area. And here only the phenomena varying here, it is adjusting of the inclination with respect to the tool holders, that is jigs and fixtures, sorry, work part holders, jigs and fixtures, that is where tailstock and headstock. So here we are having 4 different types of methods for commencement of those activity. First one is the tailstock set over the method by swiveling the compound rest method. taper turning attachment method, form tool method. First method here it is the tailstock set over method of taper turning. So just as we have it's been discussed, that the diagram is also clearly displaying that whatsoever the inclination should be maintained in order to reach to a particular length from the greater diametrical edge to the smaller diametrical edge, the headstock and the tailstock. Headstock also will be in a fixed center, dead center. There is a fixed. To a particular convenience, the tailstock will be getting set. So tailstock will be getting varied in its fixation for getting a particular theta or alpha fluctuation. Indeed, to have the taper machining process over the lathe machine. So tailstock is altered here indeed to have a particular inclination for the machining condition to be maintained, and hence it is clearly fixed that headstock is constant in its position. There is no any change over the lathe machine regarding the headstock, and tool post and the tool holder it's also constant with respect to the working environment in the machinery, but only the variable that is being considering for the machining process indeed to obtain our requirement machining conditions, with our requirement machining conditions is by varying this tool stock, or we'll be getting the tile stocks, right? So this is the one method of getting the taper turning process over the lathe machine, and for that you're having a greater advantage of achieving the dimensions, the required dimensions over the machining process, that to a maximum level that is simultaneously equal. And but it will be getting varied in a slight error creations up to a maximum of 5 degrees. In the case of inclination, up the two starting from the major end of the diametric state to the minimal diametric end. Here, the greater disadvantage in the case of this method is that the live and dead centers are not equally stressed, because there is no any uniform condition that is being occurring, and due to this, during the operational process that is being considering or the lathe machine at a set angle, the angular velocity of the work is not at all constant. It will be getting varied. So that's why, so that's the deviation getting cast during the turning process. That too only on the taper conditions, or nominally we will be saying that only to a particular length as displayed in the diagram, only to a particular length that is set over from the dead center to the live center. Live center is nothing but the tailstock, which has been rechanged the position to the normal position. If at all the normal position has been characterized, it will be exactly opposite to the headstock, that is dead center. And the deviation is the S that should be maintained with respect to a calculation of inclined angle over the lathe machine. So how the calculations will be getting progressed for setting these conditions? Here, from the right angles related towards this, see, this is the tailstock which has been fixed by changing its parameters for deviation with respect to angle at the tailstock, M, and the normal fixation is En, an operating parameter to be maintained to a particular station, that is P. So upon following this triangular sector, a distance that is been agitated from the dead center towards the live center upon fixation as ES, and majorly this triangle of M and P. From this M and P, as the inclination need to be progressed, that will be having a minimal deviation, particularly that is safely considered with respect to trigonometrical assertions, that is S is equal to Mn sine alpha. The change or shifting in its distance S is equal to Mn sine alpha. Is the M varied position of the tailstock, and N is the fixed position of the dead center. That to N will be calling as an headstock, and this is the inclination sine angle of the inclination between the M, N and P triangle. Hence, that Mn is represented with respect to the line of joint, right? So hence, Mn is equal to L. There is a length between the major headstock to the tailstock position. So L sine alpha. Hence, this alpha is considered very much simple or very much less in comparison. Sin alpha is equal to 10 alpha. Hence, upon calculation, the total shifting length over the headstock towards the tailstock is equal to the total length of the job work into total taper by 2 into the taper length. So, by utilizing these formulations, upon substituting the values, will be getting the exact deviation of the inclination and shifting distance when considered from the base frame to the referred frame. So here the reference frame is nothing but the headstock, which is being fixing with respect to the work part, and the reference frame here it is. This is the reference frame where the tool has been get put off at an contact position with respect to the tailstock at a particular inclination. So that inclination will be confided and has been identified, and that reference will be taken over here, and this will be calling the shifting distance from the headstock to the tailstock that has been holded the object at the other end. That is the considerations. Second one, it is swiveling the compound rest method of taper turning. This is also one of the best method, but it does not require or it does not affect the centering of the jobs or centers. Particularly in this kind of taper turning machine, the workpiece is rotated over the lathe machine and tool angle is getting varied. Here nominally we have seen in the case of previous tailstock varied method, tailstock set over method, tailstock is varied. But here in the case of this compound rest position, obviously tool is getting varied with respect to a particular inclination. See, it is the tool post which is holding the tool, and work part is constant. There is no any variations with respect to the headstock chunk to the tailstock. Nominally in the before, tailstock has been changed its position and shifting angle or shifting distance has been verified. But in the case of the second criteria, swiveling the compound rest method of taper turning, the tool will be getting varied with respect to the inclinational strategy that is being monitored with respect to the compound slide considerations happening in the case of swiveling, right? And at these conditions, this kind of operations need to be considered by sliding this particular tool over that length which has been specified to be get in taper basis in order to decrease from the main starting tapering region length to the overall edge considerations of the length. And most probably to a short lens of tapers which does not exist in the 45 degrees by including the angles usually that will be following the error deviations or error rectifiers that will be calling upon the jigs and fixtures or tool compensations. We'll be calling this some tool compensations, cutting compensations, fitting compensations. So regarding the material, we'll be considering the fitting compensation. Regarding the tools, we will be considering the cutting compensation or operational parameters compensations or dimensional compensations need to be progressed over it. Hence, nominally, this is the method will be impacting very much low in its capacity and having only the poor surface finishing with this kind of method, because the fluctuations which are being get at an inclined machining process, the surface finishing will be getting varied at different inclinational levels should be that need to be varied by the tool. So based upon the swiveling, the coefficient of a friction that is have to be developed between the tool and the work part should be that will be definitely varied. And moreover, if the tool has been placed beyond the work part, that is beyond the work part down to the work part, due to the gravitational force, additional sector of forces should be acted over this tool, because due to the self weight of the tool or monitoring actions of the tool, that the gravitational force is acting will be affected over the working environment. So hence, the gravitational force also should be considered in an opposite way in order to monitor the taper turning process. And even this method is very much a risk indeed to handle when compared to the tailstock method. In that condition, tool is fixed. There's no any dynamical actions. Even in the case of miniature range also will be considered. But in the case of this particular position, that hence the tool need to be fluctuated because of the frictional forces developed over it, or else the machinery actions, or else this external forces that are being impacting on the tool in order to machine over the work part. Due to this, low surface finish will be getting acetated. There's a greater disadvantage in the case of this swiveling, the compound rest method for the taper turning process. Next thing it is taper turning attachment method of taper turning itself. So it is an attachment method. There is a fixed method. There is FMS basis. Generally we used to refer. It's a very wide range of tapper that will be utilizing. So it is the job, and that has been permanently fixing over it. And in this method particularly, tool will guide in a straight path itself. There is no any movement of changing the tool. So previous condition, we have said that tool will be in a dynamical motion that will be changing in its inclinational factors. But here, the tool will be fixed as per the first review, that is tailstock method that we have been varied, right? So here also the tool working scenario is fixed, that is straight path only it will be maintaining with respect to the set angle of the axis of rotation with respect to the workpiece. Hence, this workpiece is being revolved between these centers, or else by the chunk is being aligned. This the chunk that is being rotated will be getting aligned with respect to particular inclinations. So for that, the guide block is a major role, acts as a major role, and the bracket for set angles and taper turning attachment will be placed over it, and that use it to guide the overall this work part indeed to set the cross alignments or cross slides by this bracket which has been fed initially. to a particular length, up to a particular length. Hence, it's an attachment, we can say, that consists of a bracket or frame which is attached to the lathe bed permanently, that almost deviates its inclinations because with respect to the operation of this bracket. It loosens the chain linkages. Obviously, the sliding actions will be getting taken place when the forward action towards the lathe is job, nothing but the work part is being considering, and that should be achieved, that should be altered basically with respect to the tool movements. The tool will be permanently moving towards the left side direction. So straight forward cutting, that nominally we can say. At these conditions, the slanting positions will be guided by this bracket, which will be deviating with respect to its pulley. That pulley will guide with respect to, which is having a chain linkage with respect to the block guide, and that changes the inclination with respect to across slide sections need to be commenced. So this is the third methodology for attaining the taper turning, and nominally utilizing the depth of cut specifications over to a longitudinal feed maintenance over the work part you need to get. As referred to its inclination to be feeded by maintaining the tool at an exactly 90 degrees, which is parallel to the base frame, which need to be machined over the lathe conditions. The inclination that is maintained or formulation calculations towards the bracket maintenance as tan alpha, and hence the alpha is equal to tan inverse of capital D, that is original diameter minus the required diameter by 2L. These are the different methods utilized for getting the taper turning over the lathe machine. The first one is by altering with respect to the headstock and tailstock, by only the tailstock. Secondly is by varying the swiveling conditions to be maintained. Thirdly is the bracket process, and fourthly is by altering the both imaginary characteristics. What are the taper turning attachment methods coming to its advantages? Upon utilization of this attachment, what are the additional advantages we'll be getting than the before three different methodologies? That is altering of the machineries, there is headstock and tool stock. Second thing is altering with respect to the tool and tool post and swiveling conditions. The greater advantages are being existing over this attachment, because the monitoring actions will be very much confided and eco-friendly to the end user. Coming to the advantages of using a taper turning attachment, it's very much easy and quick setting. The operator may not be highly skilled, and accurate tappers can be easily obtained in a single setting. It is quite suitable for internal tapper as well, and provides the better surface finishing. And during the operation, normal setup and alignment of the lathe and main parts are not disturbed. And by this, without disturbing if the operational process has been commenced, hence it is very much plus point in the case of machining agitations. You need to get the exact dimensional accuracies and with good surface finishing over the work part by maintaining the tool life possible for machining conditions. Secondly, the form tool method. In this method, taper turning towards a broad nose level having the straight cut edge that is set with respect to an half taper angle. that is set. The nose itself of the tool is set with respect to an half taper angle that is made equal to the angle that we require over the machining process. Simple. So hence, beyond this tool, the tool will not deviate any kind of its movement, and nominally in the normal conditions, whatsoever the inclination has to be good, that inclination will be produced over it, and based upon that the frictional resistance or frictional forces will be getting developed, and the tool movement will be in straightforward motion only. There is no need to deviate its tool motion, and cutting forces or cutting speed also will be maintained with same situation only, headstock and deadstock. There is no any alternations of this. Speed will be maintained similar, and nominally we can obtain this required position. So indeed, to shape and the tools, the tool nominally name itself, it's clearly specifying that form tool. So form in the sense getting the required dimensions indeed to operate over the work part. So the alpha or deviation its inclinations need to be achieved by setting that deviation in its angle by forming over the tool itself. So what are the operations that can be considered in the case of this lathe machine? Chamfering process. So what is meant by the chamfering? The operations of a beveling extended end or extreme end of a workpiece. So beveling conditions need to be get done at an edge positions of the work part by the tool. It's done for removing the burrs because it leads to an hazardous situations upon engagement with respect to an hands by the humans with a sharp edges that leads to cutting situations. Get even by the interaction of that, it will be getting damaged to an next block also. Secondly, the eccentric turning. If that particular cylindrical workpiece has two separate axes of rotating, one is the center rotation and eccentric, this turning with respect to different surfaces over the workpieces, that is nominally known as the eccentric turning, as displayed over the screen in the pictorial representations. The axis will be getting shifted towards its mock forces. So by this, nominally, this type of work nominally is held and rotated between two set of centers. Nominally, this is the fixed center and this is the offset center. Considering this is the base center, if you have been considering this is as the base center, this is the fixed center, and this is the off center that has been maintained for getting the eccentric surfaces. So eccentric surfaces in the sense clearly specifying the surface. Next, the facing operations. So beyond the edge considerations, so by placing the tool in the tool post or tool holder, the facing operations will be conditioned over the lathe machine by making the flat kind of edges or round type of situations. The tool will be changed over the tool post with respect to different inclinations. See here, work part will be fixed. There's no any change in the case of this work part fixation. As the diagram here specifies that work part is fixed with in between the chunks. So work part is being fixed with respect to the chunks, and there's no any movement changes. The cylindrical motion will be getting progressed over this. And next, the tool will be getting changed in its position by altering with respect to a particular inclinational levels for commencement of the facing operations. Next, the forming process. It's a tool, forming tool, having a particular cutting edges already fixed with respect to a concave position or convex positions or else contouring positions or different positions that we required, V shape, double V shape, indeed to happen the Venturi conditions or orifice conditions over the machinery or work part is the and radius need to be obtained by utilizing of the shape of the tool like this. The cylindrical shape will achieve the similar representation throughout its circumferential area. And if the tool engagement has been done so, we'll be achieving the concave shapes and the job will be remaining as the same. And the convex shapes will be having the bulge-like situations upon removing of the material. At the other ends, it will be getting removed and later on will be getting decreased. And for filing operation, filing is nothing but the finishing operations, which is utilized to remove the burrs and sharp edges. And nominally, by considering this, the high rough surface will be getting removed, but not to a maximum confined length. Next, polishing. After filing, this activity will be getting progressed in order to improve the surface quality. The surface finishing, normally we will say, is the operation which will be commencing with respect to an emery cloth with a good fine grades. By this, the grooving, next commencement of the operations, additional operations such as grooving with respect to different dimensions, recessing, necking conditions is obviously made for achieving the different parametrical changes that are required within the operational consignment. Knurling operations. So what is meant by knurling? It is the process of embossing a diamond shaped pattern over the surface of the workpiece, that to maintain with respect to a series of indentations or depressions that are being maintained over the part. So this is the situation. Tool holder, which is holding the tool, is the tool holder, and this is the knurling tool, which is progressed over the material, which is fixed between the stalks. And this is the image representation that where the operatory conditions will be coming into that particular position. Basically, this is obtained with respect to one or two hardened steel rollers, where the tool holder is pressed against the rotating work part, indeed to get the embossing activity as the impregnation need to be tend over the work part. Basically, this can be agitated with respect to grading systems, that is a medium, low, and with respect to high pitches. And even these patterns can be have a straight line type of cuttings and inclined type of cuttings. This we'll use it to refer in the bevel agitations and even in the diamond shaped conditions. Basically, why these knurling operations will be getting utilized? It is to provide the effective gripping surface for holding. Instead of having the finishing, it will be getting an slippy nature upon holding the object. So hence, for an effective gripping surface or better appearance, as like the design criteria for looking better, and even for different diametrical axes in order to increase this will have a key role for holding the submerged or entrapped object with respect to its connectivity, or the connection that will be getting made with respect to the holding or capturing section at the place of this knurling. Will be having the tight holding structures, or normally we can say that a gripping factor will be having a high gripping factor. Next operation is spinning operations. It's also called as spin forming or metal turning. A disc or tube of metal which is rotated at high speed and formed into an axisymmetrical part, which is displaying over the diagram. Nominally, this process will be learning in the sheet metal working process very much clearly in order to get different cutting parameters or shapes that has been formed. Spring winding. Method of spring winding performs on the lathe. For the better understanding, it is done at the end of the hole nearer to the shoulder, which is stepped at the cylindrical surfaces. This one surface and the other surface, or this is the surface which need to be maintained upon deviations or removing of the process. That nominally we used to call that MRR process at the end, up to a threaded portions. Parting off, or nominally we used to call as an cut-off conditions, is obtained on the operation of cutting away a desired length of the workpiece. You need to have a cut up to a particular length, that is dividing the work parts into two or more parts. Nominally step cutting is maintained and cutting compensation will be agitated towards it and will be breaking into the different slices that we require to a particular length upon deviation over the major bar. Drilling operations. Nominally, making of the holes is also progressed with respect to an center conditions, but workpiece will be holding with respect to the chunk and chunk only. They will not be opposite to holding, such as tailstock is maintained in the case of the drilling process. So by that, we'll be having confided that only the drilling work is progressed over the work part. That too is the phase ends itself. Moreover, at the central drill, it's a major phenomena of commencement. Reaming process is the process of enlarging the holes to accurate sizes that are required, which is carried out for the internal bore surface finishing after the drilling process has been considered. It is very much similar to the drilling operations that the reamer is held in the tailstock machine and the conditions has been monitored, such as the machining operations that need to be happened by smoothing in conditions. Boring sessions. Enlarging the hole which is produced by drilling or casting, nominally punching or forging with the help of the single pointel tools as displayed in the diagram. By fixing in the chunk or face plate, the boring tool held the tool post into to fed into the it as where it is being operating and considering the machining process over it. This operation is very much similar in the case of the turning process, that the cutting parameters such as speed, maintenance over the cutting phases of the work part, which is fixed within the chunks. Nominally, it's fixed with respect to the chunks. There's a chunk holding the work part, and feed and depth of the cuts are given by the tool need to operate internally towards the work part. Counter boring is a process of boring a hole to more than one diameter, such as different diameter should be maintained for minimal changes in its lengths. Up to this particular length, one diameter, and another diameter is the third diameter, and this is the fourth diameter. Such likewise, taper boring, process of making angle with respect to the taper bores. Taper, we have seen that up to a confined length will be having deviation in its diameters by decreasing or increasing in nature. Tapping, process of making the internal threads And nominally, milling operation also can be progressed. So indeed to get the flat edges or confiding of its shapes or the workpiece with respect to the multi-point rotating cutter, obviously we'll be getting the milling machines. Milling kind of activities also will be getting progressed over here. Wherever the milling machine is not available, but one thing we have to verify that the dimensional accuracies as will be achieving in the case of directly in the milling machine will not be getting achieved in this lathe machine while we will be performing the milling operations over this lathe machines, because the cutter is held in the headstock and workpiece is clamped to a movable vise which will not be having a fixed position. Hence, the workpiece will be tends to its damping sections upon working process, because the five forces and frictional forces will be associated upon the tool and work part engagement, and even work part is not at all a fixed position. Objects will be having the dynamical natures. Hence, it's very much clear for us that dimensional accuracies will not be getting maintained as we have got in the milling machines directly. Even the grinding process also can be considered indeed to get the good surface finishing and by an rotating abrasive wheel. So these are some of the operations can be progressed in the case of lathe machine, other processes, but not in confined dimensional accuracies. Thank you. We'll be discussing the depth of operation in the next class.